So this is a side plank, really simple movement, but with the abduction it becomes really complicated, but it's a great compound workout. It's one of those accessory workouts that people don't like to use, but they should try to use it if they have the proper movement mechanics. So what usually happens with the side plank is, the first thing is that you have this alignment that you want to have where you can kind of get yourself in plank position. And when you get the plank position, the idea is to kind of make sure your elbow lines up with your shoulder. So you want to kind of get yourself right under. And when you get yourself under, what you want to do is not put the weight in your shoulder to lift yourself up. What you want to find yourself doing is driving from the hip. I was training a client this morning and I saw that she was doing that motion because, again, the first thing you try to do is compensate by getting yourself up. And my job is kind of to make sure that you can kind of line yourself up and use the proper push with using the proper muscle groups and drive yourself up. So what you want to actually do is lift from the hip. So you line yourself up, and to get yourself up, you want to kind of drive that hip up as much as you can, and you're going to activate your oblique at the bottom side. And the workout was to pretty much lift your right leg up as you go and control it down. What you tend to find is that people try to push their hips back just to get their leg up, and they're focusing on putting so much load in their shoulder girdle, and therefore they don't get any oblique work or hip stability work. So what I want you to try to focus on doing is line yourself up more. If you can do this workout, get yourself more straight. And as you raise yourself up, you want to raise from your hip, and the movement comes from your hip. So your glute should be what's raising your leg up. You shouldn't be trying to just raise your leg up as much as you can, because that's not going to get anything done except for putting a lot of load in your shoulder. So again, you want to kind of get yourself in this situation where the problem is always that you feel workouts in your shoulder, never really getting as much in your core. And instead of you getting it all in your shoulder, what you want to do is raise from the hip and line yourself up, get your body completely straight, and engage your core, focus on your breathing, and expand from your diaphragm breathing. And what you want to do is raise from your glute to raise your leg up. So again, I'm all the way up here, stability in my hip through my oblique, and I'm going to raise from this leg in my glute area. If I try to raise my foot up, I'm going to get a lot of shoulder because of the leverage away from my core, and therefore the goal and the focus being from the glute will activate that and get you up. So from the front profile, if you look at me from the front, the average person will be in this position, and when they go into a side plank, you see their butt drive back. And you don't want to have that because that's putting a lot of load and pressure in your shoulder girdle. And what you want to kind of find is keep your shoulders straight, get yourself up in a straight line. So you're looking at me from that plane, you gotta see a straight line. There is no butt arch. There is no load in my shoulder. Hips are up. Arms can go up if you want, but when you raise this leg up, what you find is people tend to scoot over and put their load in their shoulder. And what you want to try to do is not emphasize that. Keep yourself completely straight, body's up, and you're gonna just raise from that hip, and everything stays straight. And all I feel right now is my oblique and my hip stabilizers in my glutes, abductors, and obliques.